Hi, I'm Nico Prada, and today I'm going to show you how to make a sanding tool for fluted wood. Now, fluted wood comes in a variety of ways, anything from door trim to wall paneling, and in this case we used it to make some drawer fronts. Now, the way that this fluted white oak was sold was in, I think, 5.5-inch strips, so we had to join a lot of these together, which means you can see the seam a lot of times in between two of the pieces. And so you need to really get in there and sand it to get it off. You also, where you put your edge banding, need to make sure you flatten that out so that you can route it properly. For me, I found that the best way to do that is with a tool like this one, so I'm gonna show you how to do it quick and easy at home. The materials you will need for this are plastic tubing, spray, contact cement, and sanding discs. The tools you will need for this are a pair of scissors or a box cutter, depending on what kind of sanding disc you're using and whatever cuts better. In this case, I'm using 1/2-inch plastic tubing because it happens to fit with the type of fluted wood I'm using, or scalloped wood sometimes it's called. And I like to cut it to about from the tip of my middle finger to the beginning of my wrist. I find that to be the most comfortable to hold. It doesn't have to be perfect, just snip it right there. Next, what you'll want to do is take your sanding disc, and I like to, using the length of one of my rulers, which is about 1.25 inches, draw some lines on the back. These will indicate where you're going to cut. Using either your scissors or your box cutter, whatever happens to cut better, cut down these lines. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, just as best as you can. Now you want to go over to your spray wall. If you don't have a spray wall, you're doing this at home, you can lean a piece of cardboard up against maybe an exterior wall or something that you don't mind getting a little bit dirty. So you take your spray glue, spray a small spot, give it a minute or two to dry. Once that's dry, you should be able to put your abrasive side against the glue. It should stick a little bit. Spray it. Don't overdo it, just enough. And you're gonna wanna spray the top part of your tube around the same area, around the same length as the sandpaper. And wait for these to dry. Once they're dry, peel it right off the wall and start from top to bottom. On the sides, try to make sure you don't have any creases, and you're done. You can do this repeat it on the same piece maybe 2 or 3 more times. So I like to start out with a lower grit sandpaper, especially since I'm using oak right now, that it needs a stronger sandpaper. I'm starting off with 120. The next one I'll probably do like a 200 and then a 220 to finish it off. So as you can see here, the seam is not as perfect as it could be. So we take our sanding tool, sanding tube, whatever you want to call it, run your finger across it, and you can tell that it's much better now. Eventually, your finished product should look something like this. Follow me for more woodworking tips or comedy or outdoor content. We do all 3 here.